Welcome to the Midnight Exchange. I'm Zachary, I'm one of your hosts, and I'm here with Mario.
The other host.
Yeah. How's it going, Mario?
It's going, Zach. It's going. Can't say it's going well or if it's going bad, but it's going.
I agree with that.
Just kidding. It's going splendid, even when it's not.
I had a very interesting night that did not go at all as planned.
Mm-hmm.
So I was working on the motion graphics last night for YouTube videos, and I've got a couple versions of them. I'll send you like a low res version because it's going to take really long to render because it's just a ton of particles. But anyways, I finished that up. I was getting ready to head to bed, and I did go to bed actually, and then I get a text message. My brother texts me. He's like, "Hey, you awake?"
That's never good. The "you awake" text. Well, actually, sometimes the "you awake" text is good.
Sometimes,
you know what I mean.
Not in this scenario though. Not in this scenario.
But usually, from a friend is a bad scenario.
Yeah. So he texts me. He's like, "You awake?" I'm like, I am trying to go to sleep though. And then he sends me another text message. He's like, I'm with Corey, who's one of his friends. Our tire is flat.
Oh my God, that's such a tame problem.
The tire completely blew up. So he's like, "Can you bring me my tire iron from the truck?" He's like, "We're on the road." I'm like, "Okay, where are you?" Dude, this guy's all the way up in West Palm Beach.
Oh, Jesus.
For those of you who don't know, that's like 45 minutes from me. So at 2:30 in the morning, I'm driving up to West Palm Beach last night, sitting there for a while. Once I got there, your ranger pulled up right after I got there to help out with everything. Turns out he didn't have the right tire iron. Logan didn't, my brother. Didn't have the right tire iron. And then so the ranger came, helped him out, and then I finally got to head back at like 3 o'clock. So it was about 4:30 by the time I got home and fell asleep last night.
Jeez.
Yeah, so that was my night. So if I sound a little tired or strung out, it's that's the reason.
Not the drugs.
No, not at all. I can handle the drugs.
All right, cool. At least your brother wasn't like, "Hey, I'm in jail.
I killed someone."
by the Everglades, and me and Corey accidentally we ran over an old lady, and wondering if you could come and help out.
Yeah, that would be way worse.
Well, Corey, you have now made me an accomplice in this, so I have two choices: to either send my brother to jail or to help you find an alligator.
Oh my God!
Go find an alligator. I'm just kidding.
That was craziness. I was not expecting that. Last thing in the world I was expecting. So I was so ready to go to sleep too. I was like, all right, I'm done. I finished it. Going to sleep now. Ding. Can you drive 45 minutes?
You weren't asleep yet. You weren't asleep yet.
Oh man, I'm gonna sleep tonight. Anyways, so
this is day 12 of the 15-day Stop the Spread.
Yeah. Is it really 12 already?
I think it's 12, or
no,
or 11.
I guess it is 12. Last I looked, it was 10, but maybe that was a couple days ago.
That was 2 days ago, I think.
Yeah.
I didn't watch an ounce of news yesterday.
You know, I didn't either, but I didn't really have time. I did look up the stats for, the coronavirus provided by the Johns Hopkins University.
What's the damage?
It's got really good data on it, but
we're number one in the world now.
We've officially surpassed everybody. Yes, the U.S. is 86,000. China's only 81,000. Italy's 80,000. Now, I will say,
I don't believe China's 81,000.
according to what they're saying and what they're releasing, they are. It could be 81. It could be 300. I have no idea.
I wonder if they count all the people that they like sealed into apartment buildings. I wonder if they count those.
You would think they would count those. I don't know. This seems to be accurate. It's been pretty consistent with other, sources that I've seen. It's actually pulling from a lot of different sources. Some of the data sources here are the World Health Organization, the CDC, ECDC, NHC, DXY, and there's a few others. So they're just aggregating all that data.
I only know the first three letters. You said the CDC, but unless you said the WHO.
Yeah. Who?
Yeah, man. But we're number one now, and now Broward County, where we live, is they're I think enforcing curfews starting today.
I think it was last night, which
it was last night, which means you were breaking the curfew.
I thought it came out a few days ago, and then Michaela's dad told me it was like, hey, it's rolling out tonight. I'm like, I thought it was already out, but I'm like, okay. And then I got a text message at 2 a.m. to come pick somebody up. So I don't know what that means as far as situations like that go. Hopefully nothing bad.
You're going to jail today. They're just processing the paperwork.
Well, I'll be going to jail in 2 weeks once this stuff subsides. What is it, like 11 o'clock curfew or something like that?
I don't know. I didn't look it up. I mean, my life has completely changed. So there has been no leaving the house. Been nothing. An adventure is the grocery store now. That is the new norm for the foreseeable future. And even at the grocery store, you're just like wondering which, what can of beans you're going to pick up that's going to give you the coronavirus. Like it's a freaky time.
You got these retarded, I'm sorry, there's no other word for them.
Not politically correct.
Stupid and retarded people. All right, it's not politically correct. Stupid, extremely stupid people. Jeez, Mario, come on. Be offensive every now and then. What is it? The Corona Challenge or something? Have you seen that crap?
Send me the video of you licking the toilet. That's the last thing
Dude, it's
I'm
ridiculous.
Just kidding. Well, there was a kid. I actually always scroll past it when I see it. I need to get arrested. Yeah. Isn't he in the hospital now?
No, not the toilet kid. There was a kid that walked through at like a grocery store and like licked all of the, like went down an aisle, licked all of the deodorant and everything. And he got arrested for oh man, what was it? Like a terrorist.
An act of terror?
Yeah, exactly.
That is an act of terror.
Dude, you're freaking licking.
It's a new.
He thinks people are gonna go pick up in a.
I would be terrified.
Like are you kidding me?
No, ridiculous. What a stupid thing to go to jail for. I've always thought about that. If you're gonna go to jail for like, You imagine, I feel like the question does get asked when you go to jail, like, what you in here for? Like, I feel like every movie, like, why are you in here? Yeah. And then there's always the guy who doesn't answer, which I think is the best answer you could give. Is the no answer. You just kind of look at them, glare. Yeah. You got to immediately assert yourself in there. Even if you went to jail for licking deodorant, like, you have to. You got to talk a big game. You got to sell it. Do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I mean, there is no words for it. I really don't even want to talk about it because these kids are so stupid.
Yeah.
So stupid.
All the spring breakers with their human centipede drinking game.
Ugh.
Dude, that's disgusting, man.
I saw one video of that. It was on Instagram Explore page, something like that. Mm-hmm. Like, dude, I guess they're not watching the same channels I'm watching. But
I don't think so.
You hear about young people tied up to ventilators, and it becomes pretty real. Especially when you start seeing like some of these like no pre-existing condition cases. It's pretty freaky. But And also, it's just so selfish. Like, literally, all people are asking is for 2 weeks, shut it down. We could stomp this thing out, and then we could adjust because we'll have the data in 2 weeks to really have a game plan, you know? But no, people have to be selfish for 2 weeks. They have to have their way. And honestly, I've seen people really temper down, so I haven't seen a ton of it lately. But, you know, in the beginning, you have a bunch of ignorant kids out there for spring break, just disregarding everything.
Okay.
Yeah, but enough about coronavirus. We're not coronavirus experts, and this is not a coronavirus show.
It's not. It's just, it's relevant.
It is relevant. Yeah.
But
speaking of relevant,
yeah.
You watch Ozarks?
No, I have it on my list, but I haven't watched it. Have you?
It's like Breaking Bad on crack.
Really?
Oh my God. I mean, I won't say it's better than Breaking Bad, but it's like Breaking Bad on crack. Like imagine Breaking Bad, but imagine if Skyler and Walt Jr. knew his secret from the beginning.
Interesting. So this is like a family deal here.
Essentially. Okay. Marty Byrde is... You know what? Marty Byrde is... He would be a great president. Marty Byrde from Ozarks. And I wish you would have watched this show, but I'll go on my Ozarks tangent. In order to hide that level of secret from your family and to operate as if everything is normal means you can deal. You're either a sociopath and it doesn't affect you, which he might be a sociopath. Well, I don't think he's a sociopath. I think he's just a good guy who tried to make some quick money on the side. And then it got dark real quick. And so he finds himself in a hole in season 1 where he gets in debt to the cartel. And he goes to the Ozarks in, I think, Missouri, the Ozarks in Missouri. And he essentially tries to open up shop over there. And it just escalates to such a ridiculous level, the pressure and the situations that he finds himself in, that you just look at Marty Byrde and you're like, look, you know, you're a piece of crap, but man, you can handle some serious pressure, dude. Like, he would be a good president. In the middle of this, oh my goodness, the coronavirus is nothing to what Marty Byrde had to put up with, like, straight up. You need to watch it. I guess Walt also. I would love to see a Walter White, Marty Byrde showdown.
Interesting. I'll have to watch it before I can understand what that would look like.
Well, I need it to happen because I want some sort of like Disney. You know how Disney Channel used to do like crossovers, where you'd have like Boy Meets World, and then you'd have like another show infiltrate Boy Meets World, and you're like, oh my God, so cool, it's the same universe. But like, I need there to be like a newspaper clipping that Marty picks up, and it's talking about Heisenberg. Like, I need something like that. I need a crossover universe.
I do like when shows. Sometimes I like when shows do that. Other times I think it ruins the.
I'll be honest.
The world itself.
Yeah, it'll eliminate the suspension of disbelief, but I would hate it. I would truly hate it. I'm just talking. It would be funny in an imaginary world. I'm not even sure how I feel about it with the superheroes crossing over into each other's.
I never really liked that because I just liked the, you know, like if I'm going to go watch a superhero movie, I want to watch, like, I don't know. I was going to say Batman, but I'm like, he's not really technically a superhero. And then I was going to say Superman. And I was going to be like, nobody cares about Superman. And then I was going to say Iron Man, but then he's just like Batman.
You were going to say Batman?
Yeah. Batman's my favorite, like, he's not a superhero because he has no powers, but he's my favorite, like, hero character, whatever you want to call him.
Isn't he the unanimous? He's my favorite too.
He's mine. Yeah.
But I have a thing with Batman. And I don't know if I've said this in an earlier podcast. It's a strong stance. Batman,
you probably haven't.
Batman in Batman suit can't film a daytime scene.
No.
It looks stupid.
Oh, I know.
Notice.
It's just not good.
Notice, he doesn't tend to stop crimes during the day.
Well, most crimes happen at night where he is, too.
Gotham City. No, but it's a foolproof plan. He obviously has a kind of image he's trying to uphold. He obviously knows his suit doesn't translate well in the light of day. So just commit crimes during the day. You get away with it. Think about it. The Joker's opening scene in Dark Knight, he gets away with it clean.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty messy robbery.
Oh, it was.
You know,
I wonder if he's going to come up with his own suit for the daytime.
It's Bruce Wayne.
There you go.
I never.
He's going to become a police officer or something.
Would you take the Iron Man approach, or would you take the Bruce Wayne approach? Would you tell everybody you're a superhero, or would you not?
I would not. I like this. I like the secrecy of it.
I don't think I would either. I don't think I would. Although my persona might fool you, and you might say, "Yeah, no, he'd be Iron Man," which maybe, but yeah, because Bruce Wayne really just. I gotta say, I enjoy the Bruce Wayne scenes more than I enjoy the Batman scenes. Bruce Wayne is more interesting than Batman.
He's a very interesting person.
But it's not him. He's Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all right. So, Ozark season 3 today, Netflix. Have people
take a look at it.
Have people asking for the story archives page. They're like, when are you gonna start putting content on there? I need some recommendations. I'm in a quarantine. I need recommendations. So that's not posted yet, but I'm going to give some top quarantine recommendations, shows to watch.
All right.
I just started this off the top of my head right now. So Zach, can I get a drum roll?
Sure.
All right. Clocking in at number 5. I'm going to go with, I should have really prepped this. I'm going to go number 5. One more drum roll, please. Mindhunters on Netflix. David Fincher directed, and 2 seasons, so you can get on it quick. I think it's like 5 episodes a season, maybe more. No, I could be completely wrong about that. But you'll be hooked the whole time. Number 4. There you go. All right. 4. Let's go with Mad Men. Let's go Mad Men number 4.
Mad Men all the way. But Mad Men's just good all arounder. So like watch it during this, watch it afterwards.
Well, Mad Men might be too long. It's 5 seasons, 6, 7 seasons.
Yeah, but come on, you got 8 hours a day. You knock out 8 episodes per day. That's almost a season for every 2 days. You could knock that out in about 2 weeks.
I guess because I work from home, literally nothing has changed for me. I have not had more time to chill.
I feel like I've had less, honestly.
Every day it's 7 p.m. and I'm like, I guess I'll never play Animal Crossing today. All right, number 3. I'm going to go Breaking Bad because it's done.
Okay.
So you can watch the whole thing.
All right.
Number 2. Let's go Peaky Blinders.
Peaky Blinders. I'm really enjoying that show.
Let me make this clear. Peaky Blinders is not better than shows 3 through 5. It is actually a worse show.
I agree with that statement.
It is not better made. It's not better written. Really, that show's carried by its neck, like dragged on the floor by its neck by Tommy Shelby. And Arthur Shelby. Yeah, that show is literally like pulled by its hair across, to school, like Dennis the Menace style by Thomas Shelby. And then number 1, we're gonna go.
Drum roll.
Yeah, we're gonna go Ozarks. Big surprise.
Ozarks.
We need some sound effects on the show.
Back to Ozarks.
Yeah, back to Ozarks because season 3 released today.
I was thinking about getting a soundboard or something to put in here.
We do. We need some sort of for there. I needed a little. I needed a unenthused popper noise.
An unenthused.
Like one bottle rocket noise. Type.
Okay.
Not like a series of fireworks, just one bottle rocket.
Well, we can always add in some stuff after the fact. At least that. Because I don't want to fire off a bottle rocket in my room. That might be a little dangerous.
That's too heavily produced if we have to put sound effects after the fact. We need a soundboard.
Yeah, soundboard would be much nicer. It really would.
Click it. Get one of those Kanye boards.
Kanye.
You know what I'm talking about? What is that called? It's called like 9 buttons.
I don't know. I'm sure it's
People who play it or people who have it are usually producers, and they play it with the enthusiasm of like Beethoven on a piano. Like they press one button and they're like,
Are you talking about like the Ableton launch pads or
tap in
what are you
launch pad
referring
and see what it
to?
looks like.
It's square. Is this like more rectangular or square?
Dang, they're kind of cheap.
The Ableton Launchpad?
Yeah, man. We just get an Ableton Launchpad and we just put sound effects for each one, link it to OBS.
I think we could do that. They're not that expensive, so.
I think it works that way.
Yeah, maybe we do that.
It does look very fancy.
It is. I've used it once before. It's really nice. And I think there's a smaller one that you could get that's not from them. Or at least I don't think it's from them. But maybe that would be even better. Because we don't need like 45 buttons or however many's on it.
Never know. You never know.
Yeah.
Let me soundbite number 45.
We're gonna be spending like 5 minutes trying to find the bite just to hit it. All right, 7 over, 3 down.
So yesterday we announced the Midnight Exchange on social media.
Yes, we did.
For the first time. And we're at 20 something followers. What are we at?
Let me look it up actually.
We have a goal, audience. We have a goal. We have quarterly goals. And so by the end of April, the goal is to have 100. What was the goal? 100 subscribers, period? Yeah, 100 subscribers on the podcast. Across all platforms. Not counting social media. Now, out of those 20 something, who will actually follow the podcast? We don't know. Maybe 20 something. 10, maybe none. It won't be none. But maybe it'll be like 10.
We got 27 right now on Instagram. Not bad. Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad. 27. So I actually started watching. Well, I should say I restarted watching a show, The Handmaid's Tale.
Please, you've been going on about this for days.
I mentioned it one day, one time. It's such an exaggeration.
We're on the second or third day, so it's technically been days.
Yeah, but I haven't mentioned it in between. Anyways, no, it's actually a surprisingly well done show. I didn't think it would be as good as it is.
Why, Zach? Because there's a bunch of women. That's that.
Of course.
Is that why it's surprisingly well made?
That's the only reason I want to watch it. No, it's the production quality is really good. I love the audio.
That's gonna be something a part of this show, by the way. I'm just gonna be me like trying to trip you up to go like to be politically incorrect, even though you said nothing politically incorrect.
Yeah, you're putting words in my mouth.
All right, sorry, go on.
Yeah, so no, the production quality is really good on it. The score is great. Like every episode sounds great. It's mixed well. I like the color grading in it. The meticulous thought that goes into every shot and every scene. Like if you watch it, it's just insane. Like the little details here and there that you wouldn't even think about. Like they're thinking about it. I love it when people go down to that granular level.
Are you watching for the first time, or this is a repeat watch?
I started watching it like when it first came out. So it was like 3 years ago. We watched like the first episode and then stopped. And then just recently we started it over again. So we rewatched the first episode, but everything else is new to me. I haven't seen anything else yet. So
what's the basic premise of the show?
So it takes place in the United States, and you have this group of people who are they like take the Bible, but they take it way too far. Okay. And the United States turns into this totalitarian society. And they force women to be handmaids. Not all women, but a lot. And it's like for whatever reason, I don't know what happened. It looked like there may have been like a nuclear fallout or something somewhere. But people like aren't able to have kids anymore for some reason. Like I think it was Mexico that like they didn't like the entire country didn't have a new child born in like 3 years. Many other countries aren't able to have kids. The United States was having problems with that, and that's kind of how this took place.
That's how the show starts.
Well, pretty much, yeah.
That's been a show.
You learn some of that as you get into it, but I'm not really.
That's been a show like near the top of my watch list for so long. I kind of at this point I'm so behind that I'm like considering just waiting till the series ends. So
yeah, but how long is that going to be though?
I don't know. How many seasons are there right now?
I think it's just 3.
So generally a show like that would probably go 5+ seasons. Hopefully, I think when you start crossing the 5-season threshold, you start like really, there's cause for concern. Like I think 7 seasons is the ultimate. Like, don't do anything past 7 seasons. That's my feeling about it.
You don't want to overdo it either. So.
Well, it's because it's not that there's few stories that can go 7 seasons, but it's the shows that I've seen go over 7 seasons. The majority of them are stretching material and giving you like side filler plots that are just not good. So that's why the greatest shows of all time generally are shows that didn't do that, like a Breaking Bad, Mad Men, The Wire, shows that don't. Every episode matters. Every episode plays a part in something. You know, look, a show that that might be a different. Did you see Boardwalk Empire?
No,
that's a show that I watched recent. That I got into it last year and finished it. Boardwalk Empire is like phenomenal. Seasons 1 and 2, and then 3, 4, and 5. I think the show was borderline canceled by season 5.
Really?
I think it was canceled, and it was like one of HBO's top shows for a couple years. And yeah, it was just pretty. It fizzled out into like mediocrity. I hated I legit hated the final season of that show. Yeah.
And now I still haven't even watched Game of Thrones yet, but I heard similar things with the last season. I heard it was terrible.
See, I don't know if I'm in the minority. I don't think I am. I think universally most people hated the last 2 episodes of Game of Thrones. I hated the last 2 seasons of Game of Thrones. Like it went very. The moment. Do you care about spoilers right now?
Honestly, no, not right now. I don't.
To the audience, I'm giving you like a warning. If you care about Game of Thrones spoilers, just tune out. Literally stop this episode right now. You know who you are. Stop it.
Yeah, we'll see you next time.
So you don't care? You don't care, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so when Daenerys comes over to King's Landing, the show just picks up a pace that is so rushed that everything that should take, like, look, honestly, I think Game of Thrones needed 2 more seasons. It was that rushed. And it was because they're, in my opinion, you know, it just seemed like the writers were done with the show. Like they got a job with the Star Wars. Like they were tasked to write the next Star Wars. They started getting busier. I think it went away. I think it's very tough. It's a marathon to make a show like that. And it just, everything just felt so rushed. It also didn't help that those writers did not sign up to be writing original content for the show. They literally ran out of content for the show. Like after, I don't know what season it was, but it was early on because the actual George R.R. Martin never finished the Game of Thrones series. So seasons 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 are super tight because it's like this guy had the source material. They're just adapting it and doing it. And it's phenomenal because Benioff and Weiss are like top tier showrunners / writers. So they're great at adapting. So it was phenomenal, like best show on TV for that period. Then it starts to get like they're off on their own now. They're out of source material. This guy still hasn't finished the book. And now they're just riffing. I'm assuming most of their plot points for a season was conducted in a meeting with Martin, like either throughout the season or I mean prior in pre-production, or like in one meeting. And I think I read somewhere that it was literally in one meeting where they would just ask him questions and he would say, "Yep, this happens here. This character ends up here, yada, yada, yada." So because of that, there was none of that development needed for the audience to believe the character turns, why characters did certain things, and why characters end up in their ultimate fates. And I won't say specific because I've already given kind of one spoiler, but it was not a major spoiler I gave because it was always kind of known. But yeah, I just didn't believe the turns that they wanted me to believe at the end. It didn't sit well with me, and it didn't sit well with, I think, the majority of the audience. Like, I wouldn't be opposed to Game of Thrones, like literally the producers being like, "Hey, we messed it up the last 2 seasons. We're gonna redo. We're gonna redo."
So weird though. I don't think I could see a TV show or something like that where they just get to redeem themselves and recreate.
I always thought I would say no to it. I always thought I would say no to it, but like for this, I would be okay with it. Straight up.
So it's that bad, huh?
In my opinion, it's
okay.
It's not that it's badly made. Like, it's beautifully shot, except for one of the battles that it became a meme of how dark it was. Yeah. In fact, I was like, when I watched it live, and the cinematographer or whoever color graded it, like, got combative with his audience. He's like, "It was shot that way on purpose. It was shot that way on purpose. It's supposed to be experienced in this way." But bro, we literally can't see the enemy. So literally you see the army on one side and then it's just darkness on the other, which is cool. But at least we're expecting them to come into the light at some point so we can see some fighting. Yeah. The most of the fight, I was like trying to see if my TV settings were wrong. And like I was adjusting, but no, like it did not matter. Oh my gosh, it was so, you didn't know what was going on the whole time. There was no way to gauge. There's critique videos about this episode on YouTube you can find everywhere from like good people who make good video essays. It's not that the battle itself was bad. It was just like it was very. So I think sorry, I got a distracting text message. I think one of the battles that I hold like it's A+ is Lord of the Rings 2 Towers, the Battle of Helm's Deep.
Okay.
Have you ever seen Lord of the Rings?
I've seen it. It's been a long time, but I have seen it, yes.
Okay, that to me is the way to do a battle. Even structure-wise, like it's perfect. It's literally perfect. And to me, that's, if I was directing a battle episode, I wouldn't copy the structure, but I would say, how far are we deviating from that? And how can we make that better? And this to me was like, it was very hard to tell which side was winning. It was hard to tell what state is the battle in, because you have to be able to tell those things as you're watching inherently. You got to know like, okay, the enemy's winning right now. Like they're up, they got the upper hand. There's ways to show that on camera. And this was just hard to keep track of. It was overwhelming, but maybe I think that's what they wanted. They wanted you to feel overwhelmed and like you're a soldier facing an enemy you can't see. So if that was the goal, then they accomplished it.
That seems like they took it a little bit too far, though.
You have to watch it for yourself and see.
All right.
You have to watch it for yourself. I honestly do think you have to watch Game of Thrones, but it is very good. But
all right,
that's my opinion.
Well, people, I will attempt to watch it at some point soon. Hopefully, it's not on Netflix or Hulu or anything like that, though, is it?
It's on HBO.
See, that's the problem, man. That's why I haven't watched it. All right.
Get a 7-day trial and knock it out in 7 days.
In 7 days? I don't think there's enough time.
You have to.
I mean, I could not sleep.
You have to risk your job. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
It's possible.
I would put it on in the background and like listen to it and watch it, but my days recently have been insane. I haven't had a minute to myself. It's just been meetings.
I think it was Jimmy Kimmel or James Corden. I don't remember. They locked a PA in a room and they made him watch every episode of Game of Thrones in a row.
Oh my
before
gosh.
the finale on Sunday. So they made him do it like an entire week.
That's insane.
And they bring him pizza. And he was going crazy.
Like losing it because he's locked in a room, or just what?
He was locked in a room, like just only able to watch Game of Thrones.
I mean, even if it's a good show, man, you can only watch it for so long at any, single point in time.
It was a great piece. I ended up watching like the whole little sketch, but he actually did it. Like he actually stayed in the room the entire time and finished the show.
That's insane. I would not be able to do that. I would just go to sleep and until, the 7 days were up. Wake up to eat. I'd be like,
well, he had there was rules. He couldn't he couldn't stop watching it. Like he had to continue to watch it.
That just sounds miserable.
All right, Zach, what do we have coming up? Anything on the docket? We're gonna start rounding out this episode, and this one was very unstructured, peeps. We didn't have a lot of time to structure it this week.
No, we had a good call the other day, just kind of setting up a roadmap of some things that we want to do. I don't want to talk about it yet on the podcast. Some of the main points, but I mean, we are going to start posting some content and creating some content aside from the podcast to kind of promote the podcast. So I'm looking forward to that. That'll be coming out soon, probably around the same time you're hearing this one, I would hope. Yeah,
we've been meeting behind the scenes and just talking about strategy for the Midnight Exchange as a whole. And we'll get into it later. Like Zach said, we kind of have the same philosophy when it comes to work. Don't speak until you've got something to show. Pretty much. And we don't have anything to show at the moment, but we can share. I mean, we do have some stuff to show, but we're going to just be sharing some social media content. If you can follow us, like us on there, and just, communicate how you like an episode, if you liked one part specifically, and share with your friends. We're going to be essentially posting highlights from episodes and some inside joke memes that if you listen in, you'll pick up on, and just different things like that we'll be posting. Also, we're going to be having some guest hosts. I know we mentioned that in the last episode. We will have some guest hosts. We're working some stuff out and figuring out how to do that logistically. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about what's coming up now. We're going to be more public with it, speaking about it more. Not flooding you on our personal timelines, but trying to find ways to get people to listen to the show.
Yeah, we can push some people over to the Midnight Exchange channels, and just continue to grow those. Put the content there. I think we'll be on like IGTV, which is sort of a weird platform, but it kind of rolls into Instagram. We'll be on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. That's pretty much it. Podcast networks.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right.
But, I think we can go ahead and wrap this one up if you're ready.
Yeah, let's wrap this up. I want to get everything done today so I can go watch Ozarks.
All right, I'm gonna get everything done so I can go to sleep.
I'm gonna call you before you go to sleep and say I got my tire blew up by the Everglades.
No, you're on your own tonight. Apparently, the curfew goes in. I see some of this. I was looking it up. I'm like, what are the rules for this curfew?
I think they just copy pasted the rules from The Purge. They just.
I don't think so, but some of the like Miami was saying like, yo, if you can't be out at all after.
That would be great if that's what their that's literally what their like sheriff says, like in Miami accent, like, yo, you can't be out at this time, like, bro, like just don't do it. Bro, just don't do it, bro. Like we're trying to kill this, bro. We're trying to stomp on the curve, bro. We're not trying to cut the curve in half. All right, bro.
That would instantly turn into
like a FIU, bro. Like literally the sheriff's an FIU, bro. Like, oh yeah, bro, like things out of control in New York. What do you want to do? Like, you want to lick toilets, you want to be on the beaches in South Beach. No es una pachanga, bro. Like go home. We knock this thing out 14 days en la casa con la abuela, and we knock this thing out 14 days. That's it. 14 days. Stomp the curb.
You should just take that snippet right there and post that. Just that.
I'm telling you, if you had a true FIU bro up there, literally in the White House, put him up there. After Fauci speaks, you put him up there. Bro, we're not playing games up here. To be honest, like, it's ridiculous at this point. Actually, just send George Masvidal, the UFC fighter, up there. It's super necessary that that's a UFC. You wouldn't get that if you watched UFC. You'd only get it if you're. It's super necessary. Stay inside. 14 days. All right, it's going on too long. All right, Zach.
All right. So if you want to follow us, you can follow us on Instagram at The Midnight Exchange, Facebook at The Midnight Exchange, Twitter at THEME Podcast. You can visit our website at themidnightexchange.com. You want to send us an email, send up email to podcast at themidnightexchange.com. And then definitely go click on the podcast links to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, whatever you're using. Leave a comment, leave a good review.
At home.
Catch you in the next one.
At home. Staying at home doing these things.
Don't drive to Spotify and listen to it. That would be bad. But
hashtag stop the curve, bro.
Stop the curve, bro. I'll put that in the notes.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see you all next time. Or talk to you. I still am not used to this audio thing. There's no video.
They're here, Zach. You just can't see them.